Perception corresponds to smell, meaning that the role smell plays for us physically, perception plays spiritually. To illustrate this, let's say you have leftovers that have been in the fridge for 6 days. If you want to know if they're still good, smell helps us learn if they're safe. We naturally link our physical smell to our ability to perceive the quality of things. That's why if something seems morally dubious, we say, well, that doesn't pass the smell test.
And this is most potently applied to our own thoughts and feelings.
All life comes out of God, and we have been built to be able to receive this life from God, but it doesn't all come directly from God. Sometimes by the time it gets to us, we're not the first to have gotten our hands on it. Human beings are part of this large-scale consciousness chain. There's stuff that comes right out of God, there's stuff that comes to us from God through heaven, and there's stuff that comes to us through hell. The inflow comes into consciousness for all of us in the thoughts and the feelings that we have. So Swedenborg wrote that early people who were in a spiritual state had lucid perception about a thought or a feeling that came to them.
They perceive not only how much is from the Lord and how much is seemingly from themselves, but also, when it does seem to originate in themselves, where it comes from. That is, they perceive which angels it comes from, what those angels are like, what all their different thoughts are, and so what the various influences are, along with countless other factors.
There's even a kind of perception that lets you tell whether God wills, accepts, or tolerates something. So divine providence is the gatekeeper on events. Out of all the things that come up in the human heart, we try to do, we try to get accomplished, only certain ones are allowed to come to pass, and some of them God is wanting to happen, saying this is how I would do things. Others, okay, maybe this is not how I would do things in a perfect world, but let's go with this. Whereas some events, and you can imagine the kind of horrible things that do happen, God doesn't want those to happen. God is saying, I will barely tolerate this only because in the end, this will bring about good. Everything leads to the good end, but the road to get there is not always ideal. It's a fascinating concept, and for a little more on that, check out our episode, Why Bad Things Happen.